Yeah, man. Apart from this, I don't think he starts ahead of Reece James. I think he, like I've said, he's a top 5 right back in the league. I don't think he's better than Reece James or starts ahead of him. I do think there's elements he does better than Reece James. Just like I think there's elements of the whole fullback package Reece James and Tomiyasu do ahead of Trent. But I just think when what Trent's good at, he's way better than you, man. Like I think Reece James is probably a more of an all-rounded defender. But in the modern game, not Wan-Bissaka. Trent Alexander-Arnold is an amazing fullback, and this is why I always say I think Trent Alexander-Arnold is a world-class fullback. I don't think he's a world-class defender. I don't think he's good enough covering runners. I think he's not good enough tracking and all of these sort of things, people really. But he's a quality player, so. Yeah, man, I think only them man can talk to Tomiyasu, really. I think there's only 3 teams he doesn't play for, really. Like he can't talk to Trent. He's a better defender than Trent, but that system, he could probably do it, but he can't do it to the level Klopp demands, and he's not getting them assists. I just don't think he's better than Reece James. And Cancelo is Cancelo, in it. He's probably the best in the league, really, in terms of the all-round package. I know he can't, but he scores good goals. He don't lick in them free kicks and do them Trent things more time. But yeah, man. Unpopular opinion, Aubameyang is average. Again, Aubameyang can be average. Historically, he's had a decent career, blood. Neves or Calvin Phillips? Neves, but I'm a fan of Calvin Phillips still. I can't even lie to you. Look, I think Calvin Phillips is a baller, but he seems to want to stay at Leeds, man. DG, do you think the best league in the world deserves better refs? Come on, 100%, 100%, 100%. You man are violating. There's only 277 likes and there's 500 of you locked in. What's going on there, man? All right, man, you lot doing the guy dirty. Unexpected high bills all around. Young old heads, 100%. Who, in your opinion, is a brilliant right back? Don't think there is a brilliant right back in today's day. But no, they're all brilliant, bro. Like Tomiyasu is brilliant. Trent is brilliant. Reece James brilliant. Cancelo brilliant. I think they all say like they are brilliant players. Don't misunderstand me. The thing is, what I like with Tomiyasu is he's clearly knowing that I need to pattern going forward. But again, I like that, but it's a bit like the Lukaku thing. You can try and get more general play out of Lukaku, but you're never. It is what it is, sort of thing. You're not going to get much of a tune out of it. That's kind of where you're at, sort of thing. If that makes sense. That would be good for the Fullbacks Union, really. Fullbacks Union, Tomiyasu. I think we'll include that 100%. Keep everything coming, people. Again, you lot make the live streams what they are. Without you lot's conversation, opinions, talking points, and all that jazz, it'll be dead. Arsenal general opinions. Obviously, tomorrow it's not up yet, but I'll be doing a watch along for Chelsea Spurs, and obviously we'll preview Arsenal Liverpool. And there'll be a watch along on Thursday. Like I keep saying, Douglas Luiz would be good, man. Trust. That's all I kept. The thing is, what I love about Tomiyasu, he just wants to do his job. I can tell. Maybe it's the culture thing. Maybe it's going to Italy, but he just wants to do his job, and you can tell he wants to learn. He wants to improve. You can say he's a quick learner. Complacency can kill everyone, but it doesn't look like complacency will be a problem for him. It almost looks like he's a bit too humble. Like he don't really, not that he don't believe in himself, but yeah, man. What do you think of Isaac Baller myth, man? Watkins is a poor man's lacquer. You're definitely not hearing Tomiyasu disrespecting. Everybody listening thinks they're hearing Tomiyasu disrespect. Needs to clear out them dirty earwax. Like I always say, I don't tell you what to think, just think. And I've always told you, like, one thing I hate in content creation, by all means, criticize my opinion. Don't criticize something I didn't say. Like I gave you, if I say I like apple juice, don't tell me I'm oppressing oranges and I'm a danger to oranges and all those things. Why are we speaking about Pogba like? Emerson Royal or Emerson in the soil? Bit of a harsh one. I think Tomiyasu is a right back as well as a centre half, man. Bro, everybody starts ahead of Wan-Bissaka, bro. DJ, of all our first team players, who do you think walks into other big 6 teams? It's debatable, but I would say, not really. I'd say Smith Rowe, Saka. I think the coaches would fuck with Odegaard, but Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli, Tierney, Tomiyasu. Not the Gabriel of getting the red card. Gabriel. That's about it. I mean, Alisson's technically injured, so I mean, Ramsdale plays at Liverpool, but it's a myth for Ramsdale. Yeah, man. Brother, where did I say Tomiyasu is not a good player, bro? Where have you seen me say that? I've just said the man's wonderful. Please fucking listen or fuck off, please. I'm really, them things there annoy me. Do not tell me what I didn't say. Come on, man. Ainsley's gone, bro. Nuno Mendes, I like him a lot. But below a 7. So what about Tomiyasu at Brighton? Man are trying to fight me for agreeing with you, lot. Fuck it, hell. Bloody hell, blood. You man, oh, Tomiyasu, you said something. You lot shut the fuck up, man. Tomiyasu is a quality professional, consistent and determined. People practice selective hearing. See, as I'm finding out every day, man. You're trying to see us take Sanchez in Jan? Why not, man? Listen, I think it's jargon, innit? Until I've always said, I don't believe none of these rumors until people are holding the Arsenal shirt, taking the pictures. Mikel Arteta is doing the handshake, and as I said, Arsenal fans start following planes and guarding companies, and they see a certain shopping bag. So they was at that shop. Somehow they get access to the CCTV and they see a new player. Until I see all of that, Osimhen or Vlahovic, who you picking? Vlahovic, I can't lie, but Osimhen, I like him, man. Until he come off with his injuries doing his thing, man. Tomiyasu's definitely there for a player of the season with Arsenal. How much do you get Neto out of Wolves? I don't know. You'd have to talk to them. Who do you rate more, Jesus or Martial? Right now, probably Gab Jesus, because Martial is moving mad, man. Charles, some people need some extra high bills, blood. Not Vlahovic ain't coming in Jan, man. Bro, when the time comes, Arsenal fans, boy, they should all. A lot of Arsenal fans. Do you remember that show Cheaters? I think Peter Guns is. How ironic is that? It's the presenter. That's what Arsenal fans should be doing. And I'm happy with our fullbacks, man. You're right. Tommy is a great defender, but not as such a great fullback. Great fullback, just meaty going forward. Just like the opposite is true for Trent. I hear you, man. Spurs game going to be tough without Partey and Gabriel. I swear Gabriel's back for that. Partey, boy. Elise is a baller. Man can't be on to me. It's just, be on to me all you want, Like I always say, criticize my opinions, blood. But, don't tell me I didn't say something. Like, if I didn't say something, you can't get on to me. I never said that. Like, man is saying he's not average and I'm hating on Tomiyasu, brother. I'm sure Tomiyasu has a girlfriend. I don't think he's looking for one. So for the man out there, calm down, man. You'll be the first to turn on him. And you did turn on him at times. The Brighton game, the couple of other shaky moments, man, we're saying certain things, man. I can't lie. Tomiyasu could have an option as a centre-back. I understand that he's very reserved. He's more of an old-school fullback. There is a debate for Ben White going to right back and him going to the centre. But I don't know, man. Seko Fofana, someone we spoke about already. He's quite tidy on the ball. Can put a foot in. Wouldn't mind him. Do you think Lokonga can do Partey's role? Yeah. But just in general, he needs to do things quicker, take things in less touches. He wants too much of the ball. And I don't believe... I know he said he likes to play 8. I don't think you have a future at the top level as an 8. I think you're a 6 every day of the week / box-to-box midfielder. Do you think with Xhaka we can progress? I don't. Well, we're fourth right now, maybe, but I don't think the progress can be significant. I don't think... I think you're always going to see 6 of one, half a dozen of the other when Xhaka's in the midfield. I do think Xhaka's the sort of guy who'll play good for 10 games. Out of 10 games, he'll play good for 9. The one he has as a shambles highlights it. And I also think fans aren't necessarily fair to Xhaka because I don't like all of this. Pardon me, fans are almost, it's like, according to your agenda, when Arsenal lose or something happens, it's all his fault or it's all his fault. I'm not saying you can't say you had a part to play or whatever, but people will just focus on Xhaka and then let Gabriel go scot-free. I'm not saying you need to get onto Gabriel and all of these sort of things, but arguably, if the roles were reversed and Gabriel gave away the penalty and Xhaka got the red, who's gonna catch more heat? Rightly or wrongly, who's gonna catch more heat? Where both were stupid, shouldn't have hands on him in the box. Gabriel let him passion get ahead of him. But what would have been said? And for me, again, Gabriel's my guy, but I think we can react from a penalty. We could react to the penalty. Even when the penalty was scored, Laporte started bugging out straight away. I think 11 against 11, we might lose, but it probably would have been a madness. And we had 10 men. It was great commitment. But you did see City just went up a level. We looked tired. Again, Kevin De Bruyne had time and space to look up. And Rodri was a free runner. Maybe if we have 11 players on the pitch, something might not happen. I can't do ifs and buts. That's just a consideration. The red card makes it difficult. It's hard enough playing with 11 players against City because they're so good off the ball. So, yeah, but fundamentally, it's another game against City where Xhaka was playing all right until that point. But that's all people are going to remember. And you're going to get this with Xhaka. You're going to get good or bad moments and hot and cold, as I call it. And we've got rid of some, but we've got a lot of these ballers, you know. I'm not saying Lacazette is like Xhaka, but Lacazette's hot and cold. You know, everything's going right at the club. But if we weren't picking up 3 points, everybody would know he's only bagged 3 times. You know, Pepe's been hot and cold. You know, Aubameyang's been hot and cold. You know, historically, Leno was hot and cold. Half the team was, and this is where I like Tomiyasu, Ramsdale, Gabriel. I know, Gabriel, you're going to have bad games and do dumb shit. Pardon my French. Saka and Smith Rowe and Martinelli starting to bring it in. We're getting some, when you're consistent, you give us confidence, you know, and this is why I like Tomiyasu. I always say you need competence, you need confidence, and you need consistency before anything. If you haven't got them things, it's a myth. And again, it's easy to be confident now with Arsenal because everything's going relatively right. The fact you're losing and the fans are doing all this. When it turns and fans get negative, not that I want that to be the case, only certain players stand up to be counted. I know my number 7 did. I know my number 10 does. I know whenever Martinelli does. To be fair, I know Lacazette does. Respectfully, you know, Xhaka might play bad, but I never have to doubt his integrity. I can't say that about, and obviously there's a couple of others, but I can't say that about everyone, or I couldn't say that about everyone historically. But it is what it is. Big up DG. Until I see Edu's wearing his blue suit on Arsenal's website, Eddie signing is a myth. I hear it. Arthur Link seemed to have gone away, but yeah, I'd bring him on loan and whatnot. See how he gets on and then include a permanent option because he seems like a man that I can't go off the media, but he looks like he's on the Neymar thing. He looks like he enjoys a party and things now. Party boy, money, young, playing for Arsenal, London. Madueke would be a solid signing, man. Bro, Tomiyasu brings a lot to the table, man. Cute mind is he's at Atalanta, innit? And it seems like them hype things is died down now, really. I mean, I haven't seen too much of the Celtic guy, just here and there. I haven't got an informed opinion, my guy, Antonov. So I don't know, man. Will Arteta be on the touchline on Thursday? I mean, surely he's done his COVID protocol thing. So yeah, man. Do you think we'll get past Liverpool in the cup? I hope so. And that's it. I mean, this is a territory you go in, man. You know, there is scapegoating, not necessarily of Xhaka. People got agendas. You know, everybody loves Smith Rowe now. When they were calling Lacazette like a threat, when they were calling Smith Rowe, Smith ruins goals or something, when they were getting onto his final ball, what was it, against Brighton or something like that? He could have played in. Pepe got a lot of hate. Man used to get at Saka, you know. Fans always love to rewrite history. Right now, everybody loves you. And this is why I need competence, confidence, and consistency from my players. It's difficult when man turn on you. You know, if Aubameyang was slapped in the team right now, no one believes him, man. You know, you probably don't even believe in yourself, but you need to find it. You need to find it deep in your heart. Because again, if you're playing for big clubs and challenging things, there's times it's going to get toxic. Times you go through the tunnel and you don't want to be there. It's not always going to be nice and rosy. That's not how life works. It's not how life works. I think Odegaard's 30. I mean, it's no coincidence I'm a fan of Odegaard. I've been gassing up Odegaard's thing for a while now. I think this season, up until he started scoring, he was up in it. Still think there's a long way to go. I mean, I still want to go up an even another level. But yeah, man, I'm happy with Odegaard. And at 30 million, that's Arsenal have made a lot of stupid signings, bro. If you can't make on a 23-year-old, 24 now, if you can't make your 30 million euros back on him, then you're smoking the most special of food. You're not smoking the right stuff. You're smoking a Mazza in it. That's the same where, God forbid, if Tomiyasu just I don't know, if Bellerin put a spell on him and he turned shit, you can make your 60 million pound back. You might have to lie to man, but you can make it back. The only one really in the summer, you're looking Ramsdale can make it back. The only one that was really probably a risk, you're probably not going to make 50 million back on Ben White. And that's where I'm happy with Arsenal now. It looks like there's get-out plans because signings do go wrong, you know. But yeah, I think Odegaard's good, man. I think he's good. I think there's a problem now, and a healthy problem in that. I just wish you could play 12 players, innit, Carl? Smith Rowe, I'd imagine Smith Rowe starts against Liverpool. But yeah, man. Xhaka has mistakes in him. That's my point. You know, Xhaka will have 10 good games, 20 bad games. He's hot and cold. You're going to get what you're going to get with these guys. And it's not a strong foundation, respectfully. He's just, the thing is, the mistakes are one thing, the habits, the bad habits, like whether it's a pen or not. The wickedest thing, if you watch the game again, Xhaka's tried to do the right thing. Bernardo Silva's unmarked, but it's just that at 25, 26, however old he is, he's older than that, to have your hands on someone, to lose your head, to do all of these things, as much as I think he's all right, I think his squad player stuff, I think you're always going to see all these things, man. Bro, the blame game with Arsenal fans can be ridiculous at times. Some people need to let go of their agendas. Bro, man are not loyal to football clubs. I'm sure United fans, Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, City fans, if there's anything to moan about, would find the same thing. It's like certain people just already know who they're gonna blame for the defeat. Even sometimes last year and the year before, there was 9 times out of 10 Willian was playing shit, but there was sometimes Willian and Bellerin were not the worst players on the pitch. They weren't the best either. But if you listen to how fans were moving, it was all them, man. It is what it is. Like it's sad. And I just feel with these experienced players, that's what's more concerning. If the young players were doing these things, then it is what it is. I just think you can't rely on Xhaka, man. Like that. Big up G1. You've been hiding. Did you lot win? You lot get 3 points? If Arteta beats Klopp and possibly Conte/Tuchel in the final, we still want a better manager. I mean, Arteta's doing his thing now. I mean, I've seen you give good, tough games to these guys. I've seen you beat Klopp before. And so wouldn't say that. But yeah, man, I can't lie. If Ten Hag's available, then we got a decision to make. I mean, it was terrible at the start of the season. It's amazing now. I mean, he's got 18 months on his deal. Let's see what we're saying come May. I don't think they had to rely on football gods. If you look at the goal again, you know, tired or not, we've played stupid games and won stupid prizes. We're letting Kevin De Bruyne get his head up. You know, we're losing a battle against Laporte. We're reacting. You know, Rob Holding's the wrong side of Rodri. You know, we did stupid stuff for the penalty. Again, as much as it's hard done by the refs, but we played a part. Sometimes you've got to take accountability in life, man. Are you even at Arsenal fans? Where's the plural? Mohammed, man. Your nonsense stopped you from spelling proper English. Come on, man. Pattern up, man. DG, what do you think Smith Rowe needs to improve the most in his game? He needs to learn how to control games like Odegaard. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the next progressive step. Is that it's the Smith Rowe show. I mean, you still want to see him, you know, on the half turn and all these things, but you want him to kind of control the tempo of a game. I would say the main thing is just keep showing you can get goals and assists, because if you end up with 10 and 10 in the league, which you and Saka look like you might be on course to do, you have to prove you can do it again. Now, even the experienced players, you know, Vardy's had goal droughts, Kane's on one, Aubameyang's on one. You will struggle. You're not going to get 10 and 10 every year for the rest of your life, but that's the territory you need to go in and then prove you can do it again. Because I won't say Smith Rowe is an unknown entity because he was involved last season, but he still kind of is unknown and teams are starting to clock him. Look at Saka. First, it was no one marking him. Then it's 2 man. Now the whole team is standing next to Saka, and it is what it is if he's able to do a thing. So I would say naturally, man. I don't know what a realistic Xhaka replacement is. DG, if we're letting Ainsley Maitland-Niles leave, surely we need 2 bodies in midfield. I'd be inclined to believe we bring in some midfielders, but I don't know, man. I really don't know. I mean, I'm cool with Smith Rowe because, I mean, sometimes we've over-relied on the guy. So if he's holding the bench for 1 or 2 games, it is what it is. I would love Smith Rowe to play, but I want to be in a position what we're moving into where couple other players can play, couple form goes out the window, it is what it is, sort of thing. And obviously, you've seen Tierney and Smith Rowe probably unlucky at the times to lose their spaces. They were injured at the time, and then obviously they've had to wait. But yeah, man, we're nearly at 400 likes. Allegedly, raise it. Ten Hag and Overmars will take us to the promised land from Arteta's foundation. Smash the like button. We should be closing in on 500. I appreciate that aggressive high press from Stylish and South London's finest. Some South London duos. Let's hope you're better. In fact, they are a better duo than Jadon Sancho and Wan-Bissaka. South London failing, Manny. I'm just trying to bring G1 to the ring, man. I'm trying to goad him, but he's not biting. Mixed sauce. Winning the leagues, they said. Crazy. Would be nice if Martinelli banged that striker so we could fit him on the left wing. It would be, but again, we have to give a man time. You have to give a man time. Sneaky feeling we move for Frank de Jong in the summer. Would love that, but FIFA settings. I mean, I've got him in Football Manager. Speaking of Football Manager, make sure you lot are all here at 4 p.m, folks, because we're going to be playing that. We are going to be playing that. Is there any other? Let's have one last little surveillance for some Arsenal news, folks. I mean, we've spoken about Ainsley. We started speaking about Xhaka, who has no relevance, but Ainsley, Aubameyang, Vlahovic, Torreira, these guys that we've been speaking about that form the basis of this live stream have been discussed. I mean, we already know Marseille are looking at, man. But yeah, we'll have to see, man. I want Emil as an 8 and buy Showman on that left. I mean, you have to let him develop, man. Smith Rowe holding up the pride of South London is true. Real South Londoners. I did big up everyone who was on Twitch. Tomori cost 12 million and you get more. Tomiyasu cost 12 million and you get more going forward and maybe even defensively. You 100% get more defensively from Tomiyasu than Wan-Bissaka. Don't sit here and do the maybe thing. He defends better. Wan-Bissaka slides and you think it's messed. Are you mad? Tomiyasu actually knows how to defend. Wan-Bissaka just speeding on the pitch, speeding off it, chasing his first touch. How you got more horrible step overs than Adama Traore? Get out of here, man. Crystal Palace fleeced you. From you heard Wan-Bissaka used to be a fullback and we're all baffled. Should have known that was a myth. Oh, United still talking about signings. You man love the signings, FC. I can't wait to see the photoshopped things of Ronaldo and Joe Blogs and whatever. Be very afraid. I'm sure João Moutinho and Co were afraid yesterday. Myth. I'm just getting them all out, man. Man said maybe, bro. Get out of here. Man said maybe, blood. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Bro, Palace finessed them. Leicester finessed them. Fucking Dortmund finessed them. All of a sudden, Sancho's drip has gone. No, I'm playing. I like Sancho, man. We play Thursday, but you man lost. You man were doing 888 sport only to be 8th or 9th for you. In fact, no, by God's grace, you're still 7th. Game in hand, FC. I'm on you lot. G1 is my guy, but you're always on the verbal thing when United win. You're trying to be humble now. I'm not here with it. Interesting stat, DG. We are one of only 2 sides in the Premier League not to concede a corner. True, but we still conceded some stupid goals. That's a good look. And again, I guess one thing I've liked this season is we've always looked and said, oh, Arteta's coaching staff, all of this. You're seeing the work with the set pieces clearly on both ends of the pitch. I wouldn't say we're quite the top goal scorers from set pieces anymore now, but we're still probably up there defensively, as you said. Obviously, I don't know what he did or didn't do against City, but you know, Albert, he did all right on the touchline. Really, he might be the real brains behind it. So obviously, as fans, we're not at London Coley. We don't know what they're doing. So it's good to see that, really and truly. If I'm honest with you.